Welcome back to the Reptiles With Podcast. We have a special Valentine's Day episode. Happy Valentine's Day, fucking lovers, dude. How you doing?
I'm great.
Chuck doesn't like my energy right now. What's up, man?
I'm alright.
You good?
Yeah.
You excited for Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
You got a Valentine? Is it me?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you want to do later?
We can't say it on the mic.
All right. Well, so on this extra special Valentine's Day episode, I have a couple of questions that I had ChatGPT help me out with. Sorry, guys.
You burned a forest.
I did burn a forest. My bad, dude. So on my hunt to burn down the Amazon, ChatGPT gave me these wonderful questions for us reptile lovers.
Do you
but
have to say ChatGPT anymore?
I'm sorry. Anyways, before we get started, hit like, hit subscribe, share with your reptile loving friends. All right. So, if you had to bring a reptile on a first date, which one would make you look cooler? What do you guys think?
Cooler.
Yeah. What reptile would be like, okay, I'm bringing this reptile and...
Like sunglasses cool, or are we talking like to like have a
like which
meaningful
one would make you look
relationship?
cooler? Like it would impress your date. What do you
I
think?
have two answers for that.
Okay, what
you
are
can
they?
go with something cute, or you can go with something like really like showy,
Okay, so which one would be cute?
like a little white tree frog or shit.
You think that would make you look cool?
That's a reptile?
Actually, no, I don't fucking know. Is it a reptile?
No.
If we're talking about cool, I don't know. I feel like I like carpets. It's a good animal to take out.
Chuck, you got an answer?
It's listen. It's casual enough that it's not
gonna
like
be honest.
super crazy.
Yeah.
I don't like the thought of this.
Why?
That's kind of corny, dude.
Like
Me bringing a reptile,
If
I might as well be out.
Hold on. Actually,
timestamp. Timestamp. Give me the timestamp. Give me 4 minutes.
he's onto something though, because if you're bringing an animal on the first date, like the actual date,
You're weird.
I wouldn't do that.
You're weird. Shut up. You
I
bring
would
a
not.
turtle.
No, I
you have
wouldn't.
a turtle in your pocket, dude.
Tyler,
don't-
send me the timestamp.
You'd be weird. You'd be weird
Yeah,
if
I
you
would-
brought a reptile.
yeah.
But if I totally had to,
Yeah,
I'm
if you
just
had.
thinking
It
in my
literally, the
mind-
question is if you had to.
but like, you're weird.
Yes, you're right. That would be a weird thing.
I don't want to be the weird guy.
Listen, but
There's one of us in this group that sends photos of reptiles to potential love interests. It's not me. I have a wife.
certainly isn't me. I don't know what the fuck you're talking
What
about.
are you talking about?
You, literally you, with the turtle pictures.
Yeah, a little baby turtle. That's cute as fuck. It is.
Clearly, it's worked. So
Yes,
okay.
sir. Yes, it has.
My answer, it would have to be like a monitor. That's the only like thing that's like
Oh,
outwardly
God.
cool that somebody would like get impressed with right away.
That's the same energy as like a lifted truck.
Well,
He's not
Thick
wrong.
energy.
I was gonna say black throat or crocodile monitor.
You see?
Same shit.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
How is that the same energy?
That's the same energy.
How? Explain.
Okay.
Then
What is the biggest, baddest thing you
What's
can
the
get?
turtle? What's a turtle then?
I'm not bringing a turtle.
Oh, you're bringing a turtle.
No, I didn't say that. I said I was bringing
Your
a carpet.
autism says turtle.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
No, it said I was bringing a carpet python.
No, you wouldn't.
I would.
You wouldn't even dare.
I literally have.
You would bring.
You wouldn't even dare.
You've brought a carpet python to a date before.
No, I've never been on a fucking date.
You said you have.
It's called lying.
You're lying to the audience, Eric.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
the
but
fuck?
I admitted to it. It's not,
Yeah,
I tell the
whatever.
truth.
Which is funny because the next question is which reptile would sabotage your game?
What does that mean?
Like would fuck up your game?
That same animal.
Same animal.
What?
Monitor.
A monitor? Why?
Bite somebody's hand off.
Oh damn, you're right.
Whip somebody with the tail.
Yeah, it's the same animal I take out because I think it could bite someone, it could someone, it could piss
Walk
on
the
me.
fuck off. Climb a fucking to the ceiling.
That's so funny, dude. Yeah, or a turtle. Turtle would ruin it
No,
because turtles have not worked for you, buddy.
maybe not like over text, but maybe in person. I don't
You
know.
send turtle pictures
Yeah, little baby turtles
to girls?
to one.
Wait. Hold on. We need to get into this.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And then,
No, it was
yeah, after we get into it, you have to say the next story.
Yeah.
That happened after. Okay.
Yo, come on. What happened? How did
Okay.
you I mean, respect, because some weirdos be sending meat pictures. You over here sending turtle pictures. So
Yeah.
go ahead. Is it an actual turtle that we're talking about? I'm scared.
No, oh my god. No, yeah, it was a real turtle. 2 of them actually.
Why?
They were fucking, and he's like, "We could do this later."
No.
No.
So no, I got a fucking mash on Bumble, and we were talking for a little bit at night. It was super late, and then we just fell asleep. And in the morning, why are you guys laughing already? What the fuck? This is why I have such trouble.
Okay, so
Because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing wrong, and then everyone starts laughing, so I'm like, fuck.
We can't bully Eric.
okay.
No,
What
no,
happened?
no.
What happened?
Be
What
honest
happened?
with us. Continue,
No.
continue.
So you fell asleep. Uh-huh.
No. Well, I don't even remember who stopped the texting, but
I promise
I
you it
hate
wasn't
you
you.
all.
No,
I hate
continue.
you
Go,
all.
go, go, go.
Anyway,
go.
the
This is
next
great.
morning, the conversation continues a little bit, and then I send a picture of, because I was outside. The punchline hasn't even gotten there yet. I'm a comedic genius, am I?
Go, continue.
Anyway, so I happened to be outside taking care of my animals, so I just grabbed some of the baby 3 stripes that I had in like the little thing I had, and it's like, oh, look at these little guys, and then that was the last thing I ever heard. I was like,
You sent unsolicited turtle pics.
basically, I didn't know it was that bad.
No way.
I don't know.
So you went to sleep in the morning, continued the conversation, and then turtle pics, and that was it?
Yep. And then from then on,
What did you guys talk about?
I don't even remember. It had to do with animals.
Turtles?
No, I think we were talking about, fuck, what were we talking about? We were talking about like, I honestly don't remember. It was like, but it was animal stuff. It was animal stuff.
And then turtles.
So it wasn't super
She was
unrelated.
she was going through vet school. She's
You know,
going through
how
vet
did the
school.
turtles not work?
Maybe she didn't like the species. That's fucking funny. I don't
I
know.
don't know, brother.
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
And then
need to
I think I tried it one more time, and the same thing happened.
tell us about that.
That one was just, it was the same thing, but instead of the day after, it was like while we were in the conversation. Because, spoiler,
Sorry,
I
guys.
was outside again working with the animals while I was talking to the girl. So that was back when I was outside all day building the pen. So
All right.
yeah, it went well. It went swell. And by swell, I mean it went terribly.
So then what happened after that?
After that,
You had a friend.
I did have a friend. But that's a
No,
story
just
for
go into
another
it.
day.
Really?
That is
Why?
a story for another day.
What?
Because I can't talk about that.
Why?
I'll explain after.
No.
Not for real.
No.
I'm being for real.
No, tell us. You ain't saying names or nothing.
He's gonna know.
Does he listen?
Yeah.
Does the partner listen?
No, but it's a very sensitive topic right now, which is why I was like, yeah, I can't talk.
Oh my
Can
god.
we cut that part out?
No. We're not gonna do it. We'll just fucking keep going.
This is gonna be so fucking embarrassing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, we're good. We're good. We won't talk about it. We won't talk about it. Yeah, all right.
I just know I'm gonna get whatever. Anyway.
Berated. Anyways,
Not berated.
so I have here for Eric. Would you
Aw,
rather
man.
date someone who hates reptiles but is a 10 or someone who loves them but is a 4?
All right. So what do you mean by hate? Like, is it? Goddamn. Is
Yeah.
it just that she doesn't like them, or
No,
like
hate, like fear, like straight
The whole
up. No.
thing.
So like if I come home with an animal, like she's like quitting,
yeah, she's like,
she's-
you're not bringing that home.
she's breaking up with me and everything.
Yeah, I don't like that shit at the house.
Damn, I shouldn't have asked that question. Because I could get behind someone that isn't into it and just doesn't like them, but like is a just she's out of sight, out of mind type scenario. But man, that'll be hard if she really doesn't like it. That'll
So
be
what's
tough.
the answer?
Yeah.
Probably not.
So you would rather be with someone who loves them but is a 4? Damn, dude.
No, because I'm okay with it, but I'm also thinking about if there's 2 people that are really into the animals, that can get very, very complicated in terms of like animals all over the house type shit. And like there's no break from animal stuff.
So what is it?
I guess I'd take the 4. I don't know because listen, you know, I suck with these questions because I think too far into the options that I have. And I start finding loopholes and I start trying to find like different ways to make things work. I don't know. What about What about a 6 that doesn't care about them?
No, these are the
no.
you
4
have-
and
it's-
10, dude.
Yeah. You're so vain.
What if I keep everything outside?
Yo,
That's not the question.
I'm just trying to get
stop.
context.
No, you need the answer.
Yeah, would you
Is
rather
it the
date
4?
someone who hates reptiles and is a 10 or someone who loves them but is a 4?
I guess I'd go with someone who's okay with them.
So loves them and
4.
is a 4.
Sure.
Okay. All right. So I feel like Eric would know.
I don't know. I'm going back on it now.
Oh my god, dude.
Is it a 10 like everything else is fine, like personality and everything? Or
It's
Yeah.
it's a you're
10,
perfect.
10.
You're
Oh, I mean,
perfect
if
partner.
If everything else is like perfect,
Yeah, but you can't have reptiles because they hate them.
but I can work with them still.
I guess.
Yeah, sure.
If I could work with them still, I'd probably consider the 10. Because the rest of like maybe the hobby that I have might not be.
Sorry, guys.
I might not be able to have the hobby that I have now.
Uh huh.
But the rest of my life would be like bliss. So maybe the 10.
Okay. All right.
I don't know.
Well,
Like-
Eric is undecisive.
Yeah.
All
that's a
right. Now,
thing.
now this next thing, I feel like you'd probably know best because you are so into these.
Is this another me question?
It's not a you question. I mean, it's more both of you than anything. It says weirdest reptile / exotic courtship behaviors and how they compare to human dating. You don't have to. The latter doesn't matter. It's more like which animals have like a very weird like courtship that's like out of the norm.
I don't know much about what they do in terms
Yeah.
of courtship. Like reptiles, at least.
Got you. I'd say like lizard breeding is fucking brutal, dude. Oh, the
yeah,
turtles.
that-
Yeah, you're
that's
right.
funny, yeah.
Turtle, specifically sliders. and
Other species do that,
scooters
too.
do it where they'll fucking wave their.
Tickle.
Yep.
Yeah, they'll be tickling and shit.
That's why they got the males have long claws.
Yeah.
On a lot of different species.
I tried tickling my wife. She didn't like it. It was the opposite of what.
Besides
we would
reptiles, I
expect.
think the way that bald eagles courtship is insane.
How do they do
They
it?
lock talons and they just fall.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
It's pretty sick.
Yeah.
That's probably like the most like cinematic one.
Who do you want to lock talons with, buddy?
Tyler.
I was gonna
What
say
else?
even snakes are weird, dude. Imagine going at it for days at a time.
Oh, that's true. They do. They
Fire.
hang out for a long time.
He said fire, dude. Such a 3-second ass up.
Fuck, I'm thinking, what do crocodilians do for like courtship and shit?
They bellow. They kind of like, well, depending which species, they'll dance. So the
Do they
Americans.
fight?
Fuck, are you talking about?
The
keep
males?
going, because
Yeah.
I have
They
something.
go like
that-
this and they bellow for the American croc, and then after that, the male gets on top of her if she allows him, and then his tail goes under hers, and then they lock up underwater.
Because somebody at my job today showed me a video of 2 alligators, I guess, doing that, and I was wondering like maybe because at first I thought it was some sort of courtship because they were going back and forth with the bellowing, but then they went under and one ended up surfacing on the other side of the lake.
That might be
It was like a
territorial
rejection.
though.
Oh,
No.
territorial.
Yeah, the bellow
Okay.
can mean on a lot of
Interesting.
things. It could be territorial. So if 2 males bellow at the same time, a lot of times they end up fighting.
Because the lady thought that they were having fun with each other. So
Oh, so much fun. Oh, so much fun. It was
Yeah,
a
I
game
was
out
wondering.
there.
The
was
lady
wondering.
was wrong.
The
Yes,
lady.
unfortunately, she was
thought
wrong.
Yeah. It's probably defensive or territorial out there.
Skink breeding is rough.
oh my god.
Yeah. Because if they don't pair up right, I mean, you could
Yeah.
lose limbs.
They can get skinky out there, dude.
Very
Fire.
skinky.
Kinky skinky. Other
Eating
than
up
that, I
those
mean,
freaking lizards.
yeah. Turtles sometimes they'll bite the head.
No,
Tortoises, that's
it's-
right. Well, depends on the size
Yeah.
of the tortoise.
That's true. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one does that? I think that's you.
That's just
How do you know? What do you sound like?
Oh yeah, daddy. Like
Oh.
that. I swear.
God, I hate
I swear. That's a fact.
Oh, nice. I'm glad we have that information now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Now, which reptile or which species would be the biggest red flag in a relationship?
Ooh. A lot.
Tyler whispered ball pythons.
No, I
No.
don't think ball pythons would be a red flag. It depends on how many. She's got a lot of ball pythons.
Wait, what?
No, which species would be a red flag?
Like, if you had to date the fucking reptile, what's
I
wrong
guess.
with you?
Oh,
Don't-
hold on.
What is wrong with
Okay,
you?
This is AI, dude. AI is asking
First
these
of all,
questions.
you're weird thinking that you'd have the relationship with the animal.
That's what the question is.
I was thinking more that the person.
You're also
keeps the animal.
autistic.
Okay, so that means I have better insight to the question.
No, you don't.
Damn fire. All right, so let's do both. We could do both. We don't have to fight about it.
So
I don't want to date a reptile.
Why not?
You're weird.
All right. Eric?
I wouldn't want to date a reptile either. That'd be cold as fuck.
What does he mean by that?
Yeah.
lot.
What does that mean?
No emotion.
Oh yeah, that's what he means.
That's actually not a bad one. Not a bad one. Okay, so let's do it. Which would be a red flag if your partner owned?
Red flag.
Yeah.
Red flag at first because I would have to go ahead and I guess see everything I fucking say.
You're good. You're good.
Anyway.
You're good. You're good. You're good. Continue.
Red flag at first because you could always things might be different from your first meeting of this person, but large monitors would be one.
Really? Why?
Because I don't know, most girls my age, they don't live on huge properties.
Okay.
usually live in an
I'm not gonna lie.
apartment.
Okay.
So if I see,
I
that
feel
this
like when
girl
you say
has-
apartment, that's a very specific person you're talking about.
no, I'm just thinking about in general. I'm just talking about in
That's
general. God, I
Gotcha.
hate you
Continue.
guys.
Continue.
I hate
Go,
you
go.
guys.
No, you're good. You're good. This is
Um,
great. This is fucking great.
All right, no, for real. A lot of people my age don't have houses with land,
Yeah.
right?
Uh huh.
So if this girl is taking pictures with a huge ass monitor that's hers, where the fuck is she keeping that monitor? That's irresponsible, to
Okay.
say the least.
Okay.
Besides that, I don't know. I think here's my problem. I'm leaning
Okay.
in too much into these questions.
No, you're
and I'm
good. You're
thinking
good,
about
man.
all the ways that this stuff could go.
You're really intuitive, buddy.
I guess as a default, I'd have to include venomous and Crocs and stuff in there,
Damn.
just in case. I don't know, but again,
Just in case.
Just in case, what's gonna happen, dude?
I don't know. Ooh,
Ooh.
man, I feel like this is mean though.
Just be mean, bro.
Whites, tree frogs, and jumping spiders.
Why? Is that a specific stereotype of a keeper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? What is a stereotype?
Same
I don't
thing
know.
as ball pythons, sand boas, bearded dragons,
Yeah.
leopard
What? Just like
geckos.
generic or
Not generic. It's more so yeah, that.
what does that mean? I don't know what that means.
If you don't know what that means, then that's your
The
issue.
thing is,
dude.
I also
Fuck.
don't know how to explain it very well.
Okay.
Dude, where the fuck is it?
Sorry,
Okay,
sorry. You got to
I'll
put it
just
closer
hold
to
it.
you.
You
Yeah.
just hold it.
Yeah.
No, okay.
I got it.
That
I got
group
it.
of reptiles
I got it.
enacts a certain stereotype of person that I don't think I would mesh well with.
Okay.
Eric, welcome home. Everybody say hi to Daddy.
And then she goes to the bearded dragon.
Yeah.
That was awfully specific.
Or whatever animal it is.
That was crazy. Oh my god.
Dude.
This is a great episode.
Basically, yeah. The fuck was that?
I'm
Little
hyped, dude. You got one? You got
jackrabbit,
a
bro.
red flag reptile?
All of the ones I just said.
Yeah, yeah.
Ball pythons, leopard geckos.
Yeah.
Bro, he doesn't want her to keep anything.
Yeah. I'd say, honestly, anything dangerous, like a crocodilian's venomous, and
See, the thing is,
those are red flag animals.
the reason
for
why I
me.
said those just in case, because she might have the property. She might have the experience. That's always something to consider.
Okay.
Anything is possible.
Shut the fuck.
All right.
I don't know.
Does your reptile really love you?
No, unfortunately. Although I do like to think that they do.
Yeah, not really. Don't give a
No, no.
Although, for example, with the iguanas and all that stuff,
Yeah.
they do associate you with things, which, it could come across as affection, just not the way you would think.
How so?
So, for example, with Chuckey, the rock iguana, for someone who doesn't understand how their brains work, you would probably consider that, oh, he really likes you. He's coming up to you every time you come up to him, when you call him by the name and all that stuff.
Yeah.
When in reality, it's just him understanding what sounds mean food and what kind of presence mean food and everything.
positive reinforcement
The
over
positive
time.
reinforcement and all that stuff. And you
Yeah.
could say the same thing with tortoises and stuff. especially at my job, because a lot of people have fed gopher tortoises in the past in specific parts of these neighborhoods.
Yeah.
They will follow people, and they tend to camp out by people's houses because they feed them. And then we have people saying that, oh, they just love me. They love the house that I live at. They care, and like
They see that
it's really
fucking
nice and
3-bed, 2-bath, and they're like, "Oh, what a
it's
dream!"
great house. Listen, because they're getting evicted, so they're going up to all these new houses, and they're trying to figure out how to live there. But
They're like, "Oh, under that house is actually where my mom is
Yeah.
buried because they just threw a foundation over it."
oh my god, that story was on the nose from what I had to talk to today. But I think it's more so going back to reptiles loving us. It's more so just what they associate with us.
Yeah.
So like snakes hanging onto you for heat. That could also be disguised as snakes holding on to you because they love you, or they feel comfortable with you, or this, that, and the other. So I think that it sucks to admit sometimes, especially when we as people sometimes have really strong connections with these animals. You kind of want to hope and think that they love you the same way, but it's not always like that.
Yeah. Hell yeah, dude. That was a good answer.
I think you got to think about how they live in the wild and how love would step in the way of the way they live. Like imagine like a snake that was able to lived in the wild but is solitary. That must suck.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But they don't live like that.
However, what about animals that because there are some reptiles
Like communal species?
No, that also, but they bond.
Yes. Well, like what?
Pair bonded animals. I
Like
think
leeches and stuff like that?
leeches, monkey-tailed skinks,
birds
pink-tongued
too.
skinks.
Well, monkey-tail skinks live in groups, not just that they bond. So it's like a little bit different.
And I would
They
also
help each other survive.
I don't know how exactly it works, but I would also say that the whole bonding thing might be a captive experience because they live in these harems and stuff like that. When only given the option for one mate, that might kind of look like they just want one mate for life in captivity.
Yeah,
I don't know if that makes any sense.
For
No,
leeches, I don't know anything about leeches like that, but for monkey tails, they do live in groups, but they live in entire groups. You know what I mean? And they like take care of the babies and all that, but like the male might go with the different females. Like it's not like there's only two. In fact, the people that keep them correctly, they have multiple of them because they're a communal animal. Just like agurnias. Like they also
True.
live in groups.
Yeah.
It's not that they like need to. They live in entire groups because
they just work together.
yeah, and they help each other shed and like all of those things.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say even like that would be love. They just benefit from one another.
Kind of like how an ant colony is.
Yeah, they benefit from one another.
Symbiosis.
But one of them can leave to another group at any given point, and they do all the time. But most reptiles tend to be very solitary, especially the ones that we keep in captivity. Most of them end up being very solitary. So to say like your bearded dragon loves you, if that animal was to actually feel love, it would not be as solitary as it is in the wild. Same thing with like some of the big cats, like panthers and jaguars, solitary animals. If they were actually able to like feel love the way we do, they would not be solitary. It just doesn't make sense. The reason we love is because we literally need one another, and we need tons of years to raise one another, like from children, and like it's a bigger system that we have to get through to be able to become an adult.
Would you say it's like a different, like humans just have a different state of consciousness?
To an
that's fair,
extent,
yeah.
like I don't. The consciousness shit is not. I don't know. I feel like some other animals are like that too. Like chimps are that way, and gorillas. They live in groups and they raise each other just like people do, and they actually go to war and shit. You know, like I feel like they're close to us. Dolphins. Dolphins would be another one. They stay in groups. They do their thing, but they also get attached to one another. They know languages, and like to feel love the way we do, you need a whole different level of mentality. Where like I feel like they do feel like a connection sometimes, that I wouldn't say is love the way you and I feel it.
Love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's too. What is the word? Like. It's too much going on for a reptile. Like he doesn't need it. A snake that does not move much is just looking for food and breeds at a specific season.
Got you.
It doesn't need love to survive where we do.
I, for one, definitely need love. And I feel like the people that listen to this also need love. And the best way to express your love
I knew
with the
it.
#1 Reptile podcast is by becoming a member. And also heading over to modernreptileshop.com and checking out the merch, the Reptiles with Coffee. You can give that to your loved one. If you guys need more energy when you guys decide to copulate, the Reptiles with Coffee is a great option. That'll give you a lot of energy for copulation. Speaking of copulation, toxic behaviors in the community that affect relationships.
Oh, so
What
easy.
the fuck
So
does
easy.
that even? Okay, Eric, go ahead.
The obsession of keeping reptiles. So, like we were talking about before, one of the reasons why I kind of play with the idea of having someone that's not interested in reptiles is because that can lead to a lot of like uncontrollable like keeping and stuff like that. Not saying that I would like keep that many pets, but coming from the job that we used to have, we would see these couples time and time again when they would talk to us about how many animals they have and all that stuff. And when you have two people that are obsessed with the animals that keep stuff all the time, you're gonna have you open doors to animal hoarding problems.
Ooh, and then breaking up.
Yeah, and
How do you
I would
divvy that
see
shit up? Yeah.
I would see the way these things would work.
There's been a couple relationships that I've seen that where like the person just disappears.
Yeah.
Disappears and leaves everything into one person's hands.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, well, I can't maintain all of this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
not only
find-
that, if it's like one-sided, where one person keeps and not the other,
Exactly, and
and
that
one
becomes a
person wants to
financial
bring
problem.
more, and they would want to bring more, and the other person's like, nah, stop, and they're like, no, I need this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's those 2 points and financial problems as well. Kind of similar to what you said about how it's a one-sided hobby kind of thing. For example, I'm not shitting on it, but like when people get into breeding ball pythons.
I'm so happy that you brought this up because it's the next segue. Continue.
Oh, hell yeah. Well,
Fuck
for
yeah.
people who breed ball pythons specifically, again, going back to the old job,
Yeah.
I literally saw the rise and fall of people trying to get into this stuff.
Yeah.
They would spend $2-3 grand on snakes. They don't even tell their wife or their husband or whatever. 3 years down the line, they're trying to surrender skinny snakes because they weren't allowed to keep rats in the house. They're covered in mites because they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I don't think granted, I don't know what's happening in their lives, but when I see some of the people walk in, you can tell that something's going on at home.
Yeah.
Not saying that it was a snake's problem or the snake's fault, but the snakes were definitely a culmination of those unhealthy behaviors at home. You know?
Yeah.
It's like people who like overspend on hobbies and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Speaking of overspending, so I did a podcast, the MJ's
Yeah.
podcast, Trap Talk, and it had something to do with this. And because I made a post about the ball python pyramid scheme from that. It was a podcast with Theo Vaughn, Caleb Hammer, and they were pretty much I'll probably even add it onto this.
Yeah,
so
so many
pretty much.
pyramid
pyramid
energy.
schemes.
What is that?
Pyramid schemes people are falling into. I had someone going into a ball python pyramid scheme that I just talked to.
No way.
Yeah. So he buys 10 baby ball pythons from his friend. Mm-hmm. But how do you make money off of these ball pythons that are supposed to breed?
Okay, so hold on. You get 10 baby ball pythons, and then you pay somebody, you get the 10 baby ball pythons. And now what do I do with these baby ball pythons? How do I get pyramided in?
Well, how do you make money? What would you do to make money off of baby ball
I
pythons?
think you'd have to mate them and then sell 10 to somebody else.
Yeah. Now who's buying them?
People you know.
No. People that want to buy them so that they can breed them to sell them to people who breed them.
Okay.
Because people aren't buying them for pets. You go to a PetSmart for that. No one's buying from these guys.
Right.
You buy the baby ball pythons hoping they make kids so that you can sell them to others who want to make kids and sell to others. And he got sucked into that. But the pythons he bought have gone down 50% in value because apparently you can day trade. You can day trade the ball pythons on like a little market app.
There's a market out for day trading ball pythons.
Yeah.
So not only has somebody created a pyramid scheme of ball pythoning, right?
Yeah.
So you're ball pythoning, you're selling a few grams of ball python here, an eight ball python here, and then but then the whole time somebody's also, whoever engineered this fucking thing, also created an app where there's like almost a ball python coin market. So that's going up and down as well.
Yeah.
So you're basically driving around town with a backseat full of ball pythons, waiting for the market to go up enough.
Yeah.
So you can pull over and put a couple ball pythons on somebody's tab.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's my exit strategy.
Bring that up.
Pretty much, they were discussing pyramid schemes, and Caleb Hammer was like, there was a ball python pyramid scheme that this guy was into, and he his partner didn't know that he was spending $7,000 on these animals. So then I watched a little bit of that episode, and she was obviously irate because $7,000 is a lot of fucking money. For me personally, I think it eased up with my relationship because I didn't really I didn't put myself, as I was investing into these animals, into a bad situation when I was making these decisions. It was could I do it? And if I can do it, should I do it? And then also I was investing with my, family members. So, if it came down to spending $1,000, it was between 3 people. So it was just a little bit over $300 each of us, so it wasn't destroying us kind of thing, but in that episode, we obviously started talking about the ball python pyramid scheme. If there was one. Then the other day I posted a post that completely fucking flopped that you commented on.
Sell out.
So I commented and I was just because from the post that I made, people thought that I was trying to make a stand when I was more just trying to start a conversation, and then I posted and I was like, well, you were wrong about what I was trying to say about it. I was just it had nothing to do with me taking a stand more than it was me
bringing something to the attention.
Yeah.
Sellout.
Okay, so why the sellout thing? This was the thing. What's up with the sellout thing?
It's not selling out if it's your brand.
You're like, it's not a pyramid scheme. Here's my ball python. It just laid eggs.
I did not say.
Does anybody else want to join me? I need to sell these babies. Please, I'm begging.
I did
he
not
starts
say
making
that
the
it
base
wasn't
of a pyramid with
scheme.
the eggs. Yeah, it's happening, bro.
The eggs are put up like a pyramid.
Bro, she laid the eggs in a pyramid, bro.
That's so
Tell me
funny.
that's not a pyramid scheme.
Yeah. No, first I didn't even say that. But
Fucking shit.
no, I know. It was funny though, because I'm not gonna lie to you. I posted it hoping that you would comment something about it. I was like, I'm just literally gonna wait for it. But yeah, no, dude, it's an interesting topic, especially coming into Valentine's Day, because it's just people really do get obsessed with it. And when you're investing into this shit, it can affect your loved ones. A lot of us see this thing as commodities, and we're spending all of this fucking money.
The worst thing to look at as a commodity.
Yeah, and we're a lot of people end up fucking broke from this shit. A lot of people end up losing relationships, and it's just dude. And the point of the post that I made after the Caleb Hammer post was just it all needs to start with passion. You have to be responsible about what you do with that
You just have to
passion.
be aware of what it is that you're doing and have at least some sort of awareness of what other people think about what you're doing.
Yeah.
Especially if you have a partner that's not necessarily into the animals.
Yeah, for sure.
I honestly think you just shouldn't do it.
What do you mean?
Breed ball python.
Oh, I thought we were just talking about keeping. What the fuck? Bro, could you imagine having to sit down to your spouse and I want to breed ball pythons?
I would cry.
Yeah.
I would definitely cry. Yeah, they got you too.
I swear to God, it'll pay our bills. We just have to spend $10,000 and wait 5 years.
God damn it.
I'm glad that my thing was kind of it just flowed. It wasn't it was just I'm just gonna fucking throw this money into this. It was
You also weren't some rando that spent $2,000 at a random reptile store.
Yeah.
On random snakes to breed.
Yeah, my thing was such a casual thing that ended up just being a thing. Yeah. Weird. Do you guys have any questions for me about that episode? Anything that was spoken about that you want to bring up?
I did like how you talked about selling the dream. That was a good way to put it.
Okay.
I don't know who brought it up, but that was the one thing that I heard from the reels and stuff that were shared. And that explained it pretty well in terms of how these people get I guess suckered into, maybe not suckered, but just
they fall
voluntarily suckered.
They fall in love with the dream.
Yes. Yeah. Because it's a lot of excitement and hype for something that doesn't really work out the way people think it will.
Yeah.
Because it's animals, not trading cards.
Correct.
And once they realize that, that's what makes people start to realize pyramid scheme behavior and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's I don't want to say it's a straight pyramid scheme. I think it's very pyramid-esque, and it's very easy to, to loop it, which, in terms of business lingo, I guess I would.
So the reason why
cleanly fit into pyramid scheme.
Yeah, the reason why it's not actually pyramid scheme is because the way that the pyramid scheme works is that the person on top gets direct money from
He's
the
making
persons
money.
below. And that's how it is because there's like a transfer of money through every transaction that everybody below, and that's how it goes like that.
Yeah.
So that's what everybody was saying. It's like it's not literally that because the person up top is not making money directly.
Yeah.
But the reason why it is in relation is because it kind of works like that. Like it's just like many things, kind of keeps the people up top with the most money.
Well,
you know?
for me, it's more of a loop because let's say everybody's breeding and like one season everybody's breeding all at the same time, right? And then nobody else joins to the loop itself breeding. The animals and the money will flow in place, and then that becomes oversaturated, and then that means it just blows up. It just will not work.
Yeah.
Because everybody has to have hundreds of snakes to be able to make any type of money. And it's like some weird fucking addiction that everybody fucking has.
It doesn't, not exactly that, but I understand the sentiment that you're trying to say.
But that is it. That
no,
is it.
because
How
you
is it
don't
not?
you don't need hundreds of animals.
But that's what everybody has. That's what everybody does.
because
what
people
everybody
don't
ends up with.
It's because those people don't have good business sense. That's the issue.
even the business people have a
No,
lot of.
yeah,
they
but-
have a lot. If you breed all of those things and you're selling to one another, it will burst.
So the thing is that, for example, in the episode, Emilio says he's like people like. For some reason, some people just want the Ferrari and they have to live above their means. But
Yep.
the thing is, you can have a very controlled collection and keep your. Because the thing is,
So
the
that-
more animals you have does not equate to you making more money.
No, but it's a lot of canned conversation, but that is not what happens. Everybody has a bunch of snakes.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Most people have a bunch of snakes that they can barely keep as it is at the bottom.
Okay.
The people at the top, they can handle what they have.
Correct.
But once
That, yeah.
everybody breeds, it's like it's
Yeah.
not a can, it's a reality of what it is that is going on.
And that's why I said in the episode when it was being compared to like other hobbies, I'm like, well, that's where it's different because these are live animals.
Yeah.
You know, because it's a responsibility on top of the quote unquote investment side of this kind
It's
of
an
thing.
added moral dilemma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like it's very puppy mill like.
Sure. Yeah.
It's very puppy mill like.
It's comparable.
Which the other thing that I was like, God damn it, I wish it was me there. Just I could argue the tub argument.
Yeah.
I would have ate him away. Fuck that.
What are they
Because-
talking about?
Well, they're saying like ball pythons love tubs. They don't do anything. They just live in burrows and all this shit. Like the usual old shit that people say to make themselves feel better about keeping them in racks. Without understanding that they're not the only fossorial species. Dave Kaufman, when he dug 3 feet, was there for a day. He's not recording he's not tracking an animal. There's not a tracker on the animal. He's not going at different times of the day. So that is not an example. Like just because I dig down and I find a pine snake 3 feet, 4 feet underground does not mean the pine snake is always there.
Doesn't mean that, or even let's say you found 10 pine snakes doing that, but it was maybe in that time of the year. So it's just
Yeah.
like maybe this time of the year
Yeah.
they're doing this thing.
Yeah.
So to that, and like respectfully, like when we got into that back and forth, and I was saying that I want to offer a little bit more care, and not that I cared about changing the way that the industry was. It was just about what I would like to try to do, right? Where I said, when you open a tub, what does your animal do?
Periscope.
It's gonna, it'll come out. And, it's either going to go up, it's going to try to go out, whatever it is trying to do. And then their argument back to me was, well, it's just trying to find somewhere else to hide. And I'm like, okay, so we have now acknowledged that we are not
remember that.
giving enough resources. Because at the end of the day, the animal in Africa is not in a burrow 100% of its life.
Yeah.
At a certain point, it needs to come out for resource.
Almost
Water,
every day.
food, it needs to, or maybe it sheds, it comes out, and then it goes to find another place to burrow. Maybe it's not the same one. Therefore, the tubs, they make a way for us to be able to breed these animals, and that's what it came down to. But that doesn't mean that is the pinnacle of care for these animals.
Yeah, it's not.
So and that was the whole back and forth with the tub thing is just like, yeah, like I personally understand what the reality of keeping the animals in tubs are, but that doesn't mean that this is peak for the animal.
Yeah.
We cannot say that maybe this is an animal that spends a lot of its time burrowed in a termite mound in whatever the fuck, but that does, we just aren't offering the resources that the animal
and
needs.
to me, like the way they were speaking on the ball python, like if it was this unique fossorial species, like you know what else lives like that? pine snake, bull snake, canebrake, diamondback rattlesnake.
Animals that share burrows with gopher tortoises.
Yeah, gopher tortoises. Like there's a lot of snakes that have that same lifestyle. In fact, most snakes probably do. Most colubrids, king snakes, all of those animals live underground in gopher tortoise burrows, in armadillo burrows. Some of them dig their own. Like a lot of these animals live underground. Ball pythons are not unique to that.
Yeah.
And all of them share the same habits. They move around at certain temperatures, certain times of the day, certain times of the
100%.
year. They
Yeah.
do different things. That's why some people, when they go herping, they find them on the road, or some people are hiking and you find them next to the burrow.
Yeah.
There is a reason for all of that. Ball pythons are not unique to that lifestyle whatsoever.
Now, it 100% makes sense that a ball python, okay, let's say you and I are going to go out, right, to go herping. We're going to go on a hike, and we decide to start our day at 10 o'clock. And from 10 o'clock to 4 p.m., it's hot as fuck.
Ball python's
100%. It makes sense that a snake or similar to in ball python behavior is going to want to hide for the hottest part of the day, the same way we want to seek shelter. We want to be in under the canopy of the trees or whatever the fuck, because the sun is hot as shit. A reptile can and will overheat.
Yeah.
But now what happens at night?
It's
Maybe
sunset.
the ball python for an extended period of time will stay. I mean, I've never been to Africa. I've never done it. This is just the way that I think now that I've kept some animals in different kinds of ways. Maybe the ball python still spends a lot of time in the burrow, but the animal needs to come out to eat. The animal needs to come out to figure out water. The animal needs to come out to stretch.
Yeah,
It
and
needs
in the
to-
process,
needs
it
to
does
shed.
a lot. In the
Yeah.
process, it got new smells, it's moving, it's climbing,
Yeah.
going down, uphill. It's doing a lot of things that is like, bro, we're on this earth. Every single one of us has instincts that we just need to perform.
Yeah,
They do too. They're here and they have a goal. It's not just to eat and lay in a burrow.
Yeah, and
doesn't
that,
exist.
And that was just like my point of view in it. I'm like, there's got to be something else to try. My friend David from Mad Ball Pythons, he, I spoke with him about like my thoughts on this like a couple months ago, and he just bought like a bunch of enclosures, like PVC enclosures. He's like, I'm gonna try 10. I'm gonna try some ball pythons like this. I'm gonna try to. He's like, I'm even gonna try to with like clay mimic a termite mound.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna just see how it goes, and if I can replicate them like this, if I enjoy it a little bit more like this, if the animals could take a little bit more like this, why not?
Yeah.
And I just feel similarly. But that doesn't mean I'm going to do it tomorrow. That doesn't mean I'm going to do it in 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I know my reality is that for me to do that, I need to move my animals out of where they are right now, which means that I need to purchase a shed, which means that that's going to be a $20,000 investment, which is possible, but it might not happen this year. It might not happen next year.
Yeah.
But whenever I get there, that's when I can start experimenting, when I have a little bit more space for these kinds of things. And I'm not afraid to do it. But again, it doesn't mean that I'm trying to change the whole fucking industry. I just want to try something
I
out
would
for
like
myself.
to change the whole fucking industry so it doesn't look
Yeah.
so garbage. Straight up. It looks
No, I get
garbage,
it.
bro.
I get it.
It looks fucking garbage.
I can see, how I understand how the mainstream sees a lot of this stuff. Is there anything else from that episode that stuck out to you guys?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah. If you want to check that out, anybody that's listening to this, it was a decent conversation. There was a lot of messages that I was getting that people were like concerned about how it was gonna go. I think it went over pretty well. They spoke very highly of me, which I did not expect. I was like, I didn't know anybody had this opinion on me at all.
That's cool though.
I was just like, I just always feel like a fucking rando wherever I go. The other thing that I had for a topic, if you want to pull up Google real quick
Google.
to see if it, yeah, I know, not AI, right? Finding the right substrate is a paramount part of reptile keeping. And if you're looking for the best cocoa option, we recommend Cocoa to Go. Cocoa can be used for reptiles, amphibians, and even plants, so they're perfect for any kind of setup. So we make sure to use Cocoa to Go. Let them know that the Reptiles With Podcast sent you.
True life Superman Henry Cavill saves turtle. June 7, 2017.
Okay. Read.
Does he have a cape?
Yeah.
Please.
It was Superman to the rescue yesterday when Henry Cavill was filmed jumping out of his car to save a turtle from being run over. Finding the turtle on its back, Cavill picked it up and deposited it safely on the side of the road.
Is that really what this is?
Yeah.
I saw something that he was saving. He was like helping raise money for endangered species.
I mean, he probably is, but this is all that comes up, and he does look like he's like volunteering at like a thing.
Yeah.
He's wearing a freaking.
Well, you
shirt.
know what? This is why Marvel's better.
Wait, hold on. What the fuck?
So when you go to the movies
Angulated
this
tortoise.
week,
No, he's doing something.
that's what I'm saying. When you go to the movies this week, make sure you support Captain America: Brave New World. This is an advertisement. They paid me to say that.
What the hell?
That'd be fucking sick if they did, right?
That is such a cool picture.
Captain America.
Yo, Superman hangs out with angulated tortoises.
Are you looking for a two, Chuck? Okay.
Let me see if I can find something else. Where'd you find that?
On Facebook.
On Facebook?
Yeah. But I didn't read it.
Why don't you pull it up?
Because my phone is
No,
recording the fucking
send,
thing.
Like, I'm talking about like, why don't you
Oh.
like send it to us?
I don't know, dude. I was on autopilot.
Oh no.
No? Nothing? Henry Cavill kills tortoise, is what it says?
Tortoises.
Henry Cavill copulates with tortoises?
Henry Cavill denounces tortoises.
Henry Cavill understands the importance of the work we're doing with our partners, the Royal Wildlife Conservation Trust in Madagascar, to help save the rarest tortoise in the world.
Cool.
Hey, I found a picture of it.
So he just went and did some shit. 2017 as well.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
And that was the Turtle Conservancy that posted it.
Okay, cool.
Cool.
Hell yeah. You guys got anything else? Anything we want to talk about? I'm hungry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
me
hungry
too.
too.
Yeah.
We're gonna
All
eat
right.
some
Shout out King Bao.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Happy Valentine's Day. King Bao, sponsor the podcast. This was the Reptiles with Podcast.